the highlights, where the truth gets aired out. Scribe with the vision, hitting Nico on a flare out. We talk breakout stars, no gimmicks or filters, numbers so clean, got the stats looking like scriptures. Pressure like playoffs, but we calm in a huddle. Game talk deep, turn the podcast to a tunnel. From tape to the takes, we don't follow, we lead. And TranceBates with the reads, every drop what you need.
Hold up. Let's take a sip. Can you see me? The lighting good? The lighting all right? All right. Welcome to Off the Highlights. This is the next up crew wide receivers. We're talking about the next wide receivers that I think is going to be popping this season in the 2025 NFL season. This is part 2. We already covered 5. We're about to cover 5 more, but just wanted to get that out there. So how everybody doing? Everybody doing well? Got the Buckeyes, the Ohio State. Hey, I just wanted to get into it. I know it's been a minute since I did the part 1, so I'm back with part 2. We have 5 of, I think, potential of breakout wide receivers for this season. One of them already had a breakout season, and I think these are going to be some good picks. One has a new team, 2 have new quarterbacks, and I have the highlights from last season. So let's get into it. First off, I want to talk about the local, Zay Flowers. I have some pros and cons on them. I did 5 pros, 5 cons on Zay Flowers. And let's look into some of the pros for Zay. All right, so after last year with his breakout performance, he had 74 receptions. He had 1,000 yards. I think he has became and established himself as wide receiver number 1 in the Ravens offense, which is cool. It's been a minute since they had a real dominant number 1, but I think with Zay's ability, run after the catch, I think it's a good moment for him. So, that was the mic. Oh, never mind. But I think this is a good moment for him to be real dominant number 1. We already seen his big playability. He's 4th among NFL receivers with 19 catches of 20+ yards. He's ranked 85th percentile in yards after catch. His quick agility after the catch, his explosiveness after the catch, I think that's a great plus side for Zay Flowers. It's one of the reasons why I think the Ravens took him. And he's grown with Lamar. I think with Lamar playing off schedule, I think with Lamar kind of playing on schedule, but I think with the off schedule running around a little bit, creating, I think Zay Flowers really benefits from that. Zay Flowers is able to come back to the ball and really to get open, and as soon as he catches it, he's ready to juke. So, yeah, we definitely looking at that improved chemistry with Lamar. And his average depth of target was 8.4 last year. So I think he's becoming a deep threat. I think with the improved chemistry with Lamar and also his ability to come back on the plays, I think he'll be able to expand his route tree. And I think it's his third year. So let's see what happens. And then, what is this, the third year in the Todd Monken scheme? Lamar done had 2 MVP seasons with Zay Flowers being the focal point, not the focal point, but being the consistent wide receiver on the outside. I think it only gets better. I don't really see the system hitting a ceiling per se, but who knows? How much better can Lamar get? How much better can Lamar get with that system? And can Zay Flowers grow along the way? Now, we had the 5 cons for him. We already know they got Derrick Henry. We already know Lamar is running for 1,000. Derrick Henry is running for 2,000 almost. It's a run-heavy offense, but it's still hope for him within that scheme. We just have to understand it's a run-heavy offense. Target competition, Mark Andrews, I don't know how they're going to feel about him after those missed catches that could have helped win the game. Definitely hurt him. Isaiah Likely is probably going to have an expanded role on him out there. Bateman, they had him up for trade to the Cowboys, but that didn't happen to go through. So who knows how Bateman's ceiling and how far that goes. But I don't really see it as a con, but with Isaiah Likely probably getting more targets, I think Zay Flowers he's going to be a definite go-to for Lamar, as he's already proven, especially with that Mark Andrews. I don't know how much faith are they going to have in him now. Injury concerns, I think one of the reasons that Baltimore really suffered in that playoff game is because they didn't have Flowers. He suffered that knee sprain in Week 18. And who knows, durability. He played majority of the season, so I don't know how that will go, but that really hurt them down the stretch. I think he could have been a good potential key component for the Ravens beating the Bills in the playoffs, but he didn't. We already know Zay Flowers is a small frame wide receiver. Physical defenders can get up on him, but I think if you can move him around a little bit more, continue to move him around a little bit more, get him in space, the shakes, the jukes, he's going to be good. And they're saying they struggle with the deep ball. I think he like you said, he ranked high in the percentile of deep plays, 20+ yard plays. I don't really think he's going to be. I don't think the deep ball is that really big of a game for them. I think especially with how Lamar plays, it seemed like a lot of the plays they was wide open. So with Lamar's rushing ability and pocket maneuverability behind the line of scrimmage, I think that only gets better. So as far as I completely forgot, but as far as a stat prediction for him, I want to say 80 receptions, 1,200 yards, 7 touchdowns. I think to date that would be his best season. So I think he's going to have his best season. So I usually do the highlights first and then go into it, but let me get into these Zay Flowers highlights. And let's go.
Jackson stands in, going deep, has a man. It is caught. Flowers still up on his feet and breaks through. Finally taken down inside of the 40.
Fake it to him. Now the pass to Flowers to the 40.
Stanley the block. Downfield it goes, and on the fly is Flowers. Oh, he's slippery, and he takes it down to the 47. Third down, the first handful of games excelling here. Off the side, the blitz, and they send it out to Flowers. Jackson, 1st and 10. He breaks a tackle of Stone.
That's the challenge for Washington today.
It's combustible is what it is. There's a pass, and look out. Here he goes. It's Zay Flowers down the sideline and all the way to the Washington 20-yard line.
Offensive line of Kansas City. He was as big a reason why they won it all as anybody. Here's Flowers. Nice cutback. Zay Flowers is still rumbling inside the
end zone for a Baltimore touchdown.
One guy runs through, he comes up, and it's a soft little move toward the post. So you can throw it on that mid-second level, not quite the third level, and then Flowers showing that.
Yeah, so from an overall viewpoint of that, I think the Ravens just need to stick to their run game, get Henry as many touches as you can, let Lamar play Lamar backyard football, and get Zay the ball in open field. And I think Isaiah Likely would be a better Andrews. He's safe. But I think if you can incorporate Isaiah Likely a little bit more, I think that offense would be good. I think you can really break open that offense. But I think you need to get Zay Flowers that ball in space. So as we move on to the next one, he just got a new team. They traded him. He went to probably the best quarterback he done had in his career right now. And he's teamed up outside with CeeDee Lamb. It's going to be fireworks down there. So let's check out these George Pickens highlights.
We've seen juggling going on out here tonight. Off the hands, off the helmet. Let's flip it out one more time, catch it again. And here we go. Pitch
trying to hold his ground, but watch the late hands. A DB is going to pay.
Part with Pickens is just how talented he is.
Yes.
And whether
ran more go balls, he tracks the ball in the air. I can't tell you how difficult that is.
in this drive, Harris has the majority of the yards for the team so far. Pickens, catch, run, slips out of there, touchdown, Pittsburgh!
victory of that ball. It drops straight.
Deep down the left sideline, there's a little bit of pushing off there. And again, it's Pickens.
Unencumbered. And look at Pickens uncover himself deep into the route again.
Down the sideline, Pickens makes the grab.
And then at the end, lets Pratt know that he beat him on the route, drops the ball on him. But he's
that motherfucker, yo. Pickens, I fuck with Pickens. I mean, I think he needs a little bit better route tree, but as far as body control and catching, he one of the best. Like, he wanted to, like, that one catch he had, not last year, but the year before, that shit was crazy. That shit was crazy. Like, the Odell Beckham joint, like, now he's with Dak. Oh, man. Yeah. So, I got the pros and cons for George Pickens. Pros, like I said, he has elite physical tools. He's 6'3", 4'4", 40-yard dash, size, speed. I mean, he's the prototypical deep threat. I mean, to me, I think him, DK Metcalf, I think, which was kind of weird how the Steelers kind of had. It's like you got rid of Pickens, you got DK, and two of them together. I mean, you could do what you want to do, but I think it was kind of weird as far as how you want to attack the field. But I think to them, Steelers just felt like they got to upgrade off of Pickens with DK. I'm not sure. But like I said, he has an impressive catch radius. And he's, he a YN when it go to catching that ball. And now when he with Dallas and shit, you in a pass-heavy offense, Dak is going to throw that. Who knows how Dak is going to recover from that torn hamstring. But outside of CeeDee Lamb, I mean, CeeDee Lamb is going to move all over. So a lot of that coverage is going to be dictated by CeeDee Lamb. And George Pickens can go deep. So that should work. I don't know about how Brian Schottenheimer offense is. He's the offensive coordinator. I don't know how his system works. I don't know how he's going to manage that team with those personalities. But I think as far as on paper, how it looks, that's a good offense outside of running back. Who they have? I don't know who they have running back. But outside of the offense, if Dak is healthy, CeeDee Lamb can move around on that formation, and George Pickens can go deep. It is what it is. And you saying he got a fresh start with a new team, so hopefully his attitude changes a little bit. Maybe actually having the quarterback will make a wide receiver happy. Who knows? And it's a breakout season. I mean, I think he'll play a lot better opposite CeeDee Lamb. I think he'll have a better stat line than he did with Steelers with no quarterback, but I think that's potential. And I mean, if you're a fantasy football person and if you're into fantasy football, I wouldn't mind having him as a potential wide receiver 2 on your team. So right there. But when we get into the cons, he's up and down. George Pickens is up and down performance-wise. But maybe that is due to the system that they ran with the Steelers. Maybe that's due to the quarterback. Maybe all that is alleviated if Dak is out there. We talk about off the field concerns. I don't really care too much about that. I mean, I think it's more so like his reputation precedes him. I don't necessarily know if he's like a real off the field issue, especially with the wine energy and shit. Like they make it seem like that, but I think that might just be unhappiness. But I think he's gonna be happy because he's gonna get those targets. And like I said, he's just really a deep ball route runner. So I wouldn't say one-trick pony, but I will say that they might run cover 2, the shell, to keep him in contain, but that might open up more for CD. He don't really block. I mean, he blocks, but he like punches and like battles and fights motherfuckers down the field and shit. Not really consistent with the blocking. And I think he didn't get that extension when he went to the Dallas Cowboys, so he's really banking on having a career year to get that contract extension. So maybe he's focused. Maybe that's not a con. Maybe he's more focused. Maybe he's more focused to really lock in. So for him, I think I have his best season to date. That's 75 catches, 1,300 yards, and 8 touchdowns. If they are clicking, I don't know about the running game though, but if they are clicking outside of him and CD Lamb with that offensive line and Dak is healthy, yeah, we can really see some damage done. Next up, from the Ohio State. Hold on, let me go ahead. The Ohio State, Marvin Harrison Jr. I think he was projected to be the best rookie wide receiver. Clearly, Neighbors and Brian Thomas Jr. had a little bit over top of him. I don't know if that's, I wouldn't say necessarily quarterback play because they didn't even have good quarterback play. I think Kyler Murray is better than whatever the Giants had and whatever Trevor Lawrence is. But I think I think they needed to utilize Marvin Harrison a little bit better. So let's look at the highlights.
Marvin Harrison has had a solid year, but they need more of these kinds of catches. Great adjustment to reach back and grab that football. They believe this young man is going to.
Massive grab, the deep post over the top on Tre'Davious White. You see the safety taking McBride on the corner route.
What? I mean, let's take a look here. Looks like his arm is underneath the ball. That ball does not move.
That little red thing on there, go check the mail when it's Marvin Harrison Jr. You better check it twice. That doesn't happen often. What do we say about Kyler Murray? He's got to take over and own this thing. Those are the kind of plays that we got to see.
Keep in third and manageable, and you can run these man-to-man type plays. Trying to get a little rub route.
The Ram, you see the guys clearing with him right there, one-on-one with Ramsey across the football field.
When did he put it away is the question.
The Ohio State, Marvin Harrison Jr., he probably was one of the highly touted prospects coming out as a wide receiver. Very fluent, very routes. He knows his routes. I watched him at Ohio State. Balled out with Stroud. Yeah. And if you're watching or if you come across this, hey, man, just comment on who you think going to have the breakout season of all the upcoming wide receivers. So far, we covered Zay Flowers and who else was the other one? George Pickens. But here go the pros and cons for Marvin Harrison. Pros, he also has the elite physical attributes, 6'4", 215, size, strength. Probably one of the best college wide receivers coming out. He had a decent rookie year, I think. It just kind of overshadowed by the 2 other rookies. Like I said, he has an advanced route running tree. Every route that you need him to run, he can run. He has reliable hands. He will catch the ball. He only had 5 drops on 166 targets in his college career, so he has very dependable hands. His versatility, I think that's what they need to do a little bit more going forward, is moving him around. I think with screen passes, with jet screens and stuff like that, I think really utilize his skill set and not just have him as a one-trick pony. But I think his versatility is in there. You just need to unlock it. And his father is Marvin Harrison. Like, you already know he's equipped. He's ready to go. The mentality is already there. It's just utilization in that offense and consistency from Kyler Murray. As far as the cons go, he doesn't really have that many yak yards after a catch. Like, he's a dependable catch, but after that, you're probably not getting that much out. Like I said, I didn't say this, but inconsistent separation. I don't know. He's a good catch at he's a good at the point catcher. He might not really be breaking away from defenders and burning them. but he does have the body size and skill set and nuance in route running to really capitalize. But that separation, hey, if the cornerback is on him, it might be a 50-50. I think if he could bulk up a little bit more and really like play through the coverage, you know what I'm saying? He can adjust to the physicality of the NFL a little bit better. Now, with being drafted so high, I think there was expectation. And then now with both LSU wide receivers having such great years, and now they're looking at you like maybe you being the sure bet maybe wasn't the thing. I think that's a high expectation, especially for this year. So where is the growth? Do we see an increase in the growth? And like I said, I think the Cardinals need to utilize them better. That's all. Just move them around. Unlock them a little bit more. Don't unlock them a little bit more. That's all I'll have to say. But I think he's going to have one of the best years. I think he's going to have a good year in his second year. I think I'm going to give him 95 receptions, 1,300 yards, 12 touchdowns. I think he's going to have I think he's going to really step up. And I think that's going to help that Cardinals team. So let's see what Kyler Murray do. But now we're going to go to a quick break. Check this out.
You really believe that? You really believe that? 100%. Like, you know what I'm saying? Not a little doubt in there? A little shit? Just 100%. I mean, I guess we're all entitled to our own opinions, right? Can you believe this, man? Can you believe him?
See? That's exactly why I don't debate this man right here. Ain't no talking sense into him. He believe that shit, he believe anything. He probably believe the world is flat.
You know what? You know what? Fuck both of y'all. My opinion is my opinion. I don't care. Dak Prescott is better than Joe Burrow. Yeah, I said it. I said it. I don't give a fuck if y'all believe it or not. Dak Prescott is better. He should have won that MVP that season against Lamar. His stats is better than Lamar. I don't care what y'all say. Ain't nobody fucking with that. He got hurt last year. They would have won the Super Bowl. Shit. And another thing, the world is flat. I seen it on TikTok. I seen the YouTube documentaries. I know what the fuck I'm talking about.
Welcome back. So let's keep it moving. Next up, we have wide receiver 2. This is going on his 3rd year. He played opposite of probably what most think is the best wide receiver in the league now. We talking about Justin Jefferson, and we talking about his running mate, Jordan Addison. Let's go into his highlights.
As Addison comes in motion to free him up and get ahead of steam, and then slams on the brakes. What an adjustment. That's like the use.
49 yards.
A safety. It's actually really good coverage by Mike Hughes. And it's actually just working one-on-one in the slot with the motion. You see what the motion does? It gets D Alfred.
Inside the 5 at the 2, Jordan Addison with the
pressure to get it out there and now extend. Was that one-handed? It looked like he basically caught it with one hand. Let's see. There's Addison going to fake the block right there. Let's see what it
10.
That you see in the NFL today is going for the bigger hit. You know, there's no wrap up there. Jimmy Johnson had a great line for us. He used to call him Venus de Milo tackle.
And he comes back right. Look at the route. Addison is a little okie doke. Gets him just to Bullard to settle it.
Because Justin Jefferson's on that side. See the little stutter and go? He's got no help over the top because
it made me think about like who are the good like top 5 number 2 wide receivers, and I think Jordan Addison might be top 3. I mean, you got T. Higgins. In theory, who would be number 1 and number 2 to Devontae Adams and Puka? As far as that, if we go on Devontae Adams as number 2, then I will put Devontae Adams over top of Jordan Addison. So I think that's a good. I think Jordan Addison is up there. He's a dependable number 2. He doesn't do too much to where he's going to get like a big bag, but he's essential for what they want to run in Minnesota, especially opposite Jefferson. So we're going to go into his pros and cons. I mean, he's a good route runner, and he creates separation, exploits defense coverage effectively. I think we've seen that in a couple of the highlights. Change tempo, effectively navigate breaks, make him a reliable target across the various type of routes. His versatility, he can line up anywhere. I think let's say 70% of his targets was in the perimeter. So he could be inside, outside. So the versatility in wide receivers now, I think they were thinking about I think when we think about the quintessential great wide receivers, those were all outside wide receivers. As we get into this era now, I think the versatility of the wide receivers, the Justin Jeffersons, Jamar Chase, putting them all over the field is what determines a good number 1. Like that typical big Randy Moss, Terrell Owens, Calvin Johnson, X receiver. That's not the mold no more. It's more so the smaller 6-foot slot outside. They could play anywhere. And he had I think he had like 9 touchdowns first year, 10 touchdowns second year. So he gets to the end zone. So ain't no complaints there. And I think Kevin Stefanski with that offensive scheme, he knows how to. He has Sam Darnold looking like an MVP candidate out there. So that scheme, he knows how to utilize his chess pieces with Jefferson, Addison, Aaron Jones. So we'll see. And then is JJ McCarthy. That's going to be the pro and the con with Jordan Addison production, also with Justin Jefferson production. Is where do JJ McCarthy land on the spectrum of a good wide receiver or a good quarterback and how his play is? He doesn't have the time with them. Sam Darnold formulated that over the course of the year. I think JJ McCarthy has the opportunity to do that. So we'll see where that lands. But it's an opportunity to build with a fresh, new, young quarterback that that's going to be there. So let's see how that goes. Will it hinder his production? I think so. But one of the cons is he's already inconsistent in production. So what would have been probably a great view from having consistency with Sam Darnold, now you don't know with JJ McCarthy. Like, how's that going to be? Like, he can be a good, consistent number 2 and really produce for you because obviously we've seen the touchdown. But what is JJ McCarthy going to do? I think would you have to move him around? I don't know. He's only 5'11", 175. I think physical corners could get up on him. He was 9 of 23 on contested targets in his rookie season, but he has gotten better at that. So I think that's another room for improvement for him. They saying he had all the field issues, a DUI in 2024. Is that going to affect his situation in 2025? I doubt it. I mean, talking about 1 or 2 games maybe. And also in that offense, you got T.J. Hockenson, you got Justin Jefferson, and it's always a competition for targets. So it's just got one of those things where he got to make positives out of the moments that he do get, and then who knows with that transition at quarterback, how many moments that he's actually going to get. So with him, I gave him a stat prediction of 65 receptions, 880 yards, 7 touchdowns. Not really a big difference in what he's been putting up. I think he's going to be consistent in that area, but we just don't know with that offense. I have faith in Kevin Stefanski. It's just McCarthy with coming back from the ACL, and then I don't really think they have. I'm not sure who they have behind them, veteran presence, because Sam Darnold really did a lot with that opportunity, transition that into another starting game. So I don't know who's behind them, veteran-wise, that's really going to help them. But Justin Jefferson produces with. I mean, Kirk Cousins is a good quarterback, so I won't say he produces with anybody, but he had Sam Darnold looking good. So I'm assuming that he can have McCarthy looking good if he's playing on time. And now we go to the next one who I think is going to have the breakout season, the biggest season. He already had a breakout season, but I think he's going to have the best season out of the whole crew of all 10. And from Atlanta, Drake London. Let's check out these highlights.
Picked up a 15. Manage your emotions on the field. Remember, it was Drake London who got in that dust up there at the end of the first half. And I love it. I love the emotion, and you can just see this is physical. Watch him finish right here on
London. He's become their slot receiver. Was drafted to play outside. Zach Robinson, the offensive coordinator, loves him inside that number 2 position, and that's just a big body. Football last year, having a career year before, of course, the Achilles injury. You see him, he's a lot.
Drake London, fake the slant, and then go vertical. Lewis, you talked about it. Jack Jones with the eye.
25 yards as he rips it to the sideline, and the Falcons.
Pass is thrown over the middle. It's caught inside the 5 and all the way to the end zone. Drake London for the touchdown.
Creating big plays. They ran it the same way this time for the score.
And when you mention big goes to the front of the end zone and just Slay just gets.
Yeah, I think he's really poised for a breakout, especially with Penix playing. And I think with Penix, he was averaging 100 yards a game. So with that Penix breakout, if Penix plays well, and they get some consistency right there at that quarterback position, I think Drake London might be I give him top 10 wide receiver in the league. Let's go as Rosencrantz. Like you seen in the clips, he's an elite red zone target. He had 23 red zone targets, tied for the most among all wide receivers. He has led wide receiver in red zone target rate over the past 3 seasons. Touchdowns. And Penix we seen that in the Carolina game, maybe the Tampa Bay game, maybe. Was it Washington they played? I don't know. He was hitting them. And I think Penix being younger and not having to deal with Kirk Cousins' injury, I think that's going to help his play a lot. Because London was targeted 41% of his routes. Yeah, they have a strong connection when Penix was under center. And he had the breakout season. He had 100 receptions, 1,200 yards, 9 touchdowns. He had a 10-catch, 187 yard. He had 10 catches, 187 yards, 2 touchdown games in week 18. Yeah. Like I said, the offensive scheme. I forgot who the offensive coordinator is, but Zach Robinson. Yes, he moving them around. He's going to utilize them. And they have Darnell Mooney, Kyle Pitts. I mean, is he a weapon? Is he not a weapon? Who knows? But I mean, you got to guard him. So maybe Penix can unlock him a little bit more. Not sure, but Darnell Mooney and Ray, I think they're a good supporting cast. If Kyle Pitts can really step up and be that good tight end and really live up to that moment, maybe Penix can unlock that, and maybe Zach Robinson can do a little bit more offensive coordinator. I think Drake London going to be a top 10 wide receiver. Shit, I might draft him 2nd round. Fantasy. Might. But with Penix, he had a lot of injuries. In college, who knows? Kirk Cousins is probably not going to be back out there. And he had the best part of his season was with Kirk Cousins, even though his best game probably was with Penix. Who knows what Penix is going to do consistently, but I have faith in Penix. And like I said, he had the breakout season. So they looking for him. They're looking for him. They know that they know you gotta guard him. He is a big physical wide receiver, but he doesn't really have yak yards like that. So it's it's not a Jamar Chase situation. It's more so of a who was that? Marvin Harrison Jr. Like along those lines, Marvin Harrison Jr. would probably be more so like Drake London, if you're being honest. Like not a Nico, but a good secure catch possession wide receiver. It's like a hybrid possession wide receiver. He ain't breaking a lot of tackles, he ain't getting yak yards, but his depth of target is going to be pretty deep. And I don't really believe in the target competition. I think they're gonna go for him. Like he's gonna get at least he had 100 catches last year, so I think they're gonna target him a lot. I don't think unless Kyle Pitts suddenly come out of nowhere, which I doubt it. Who knows what way Michael Penix plays? I think it ain't gonna really be too much of a target competition. And injury risk, he's durable, but a couple of those hits that he took might be out. But like I said, at the end of the day, I think I got Drake London having the most breakout season. I got him as a top 10 wide receiver with 115 yards, 115 receptions, 1,500 yards, and 12 touchdowns. That's a bold take right there. That's a bold take. So we just went through all 5 of them. We had George Pickens, we had Jordan Addison, Marvin Harrison Jr., Zay Flowers, Drake London. That's part 2 of the Next Up crew. Part 1 was Jackson Smith and Jigba, Xavier Worthy, Jameson Williams. Who am I forgetting? Who else is up there? I gotta go back. But yeah. I think this is a good band of wide receivers. I think these will all be good wide receiver 2s on your fantasy team. Maybe ones with Drake London. But hey, this is part 2. Check it out. Check me out on YouTube. Make sure you subscribe. I'm on TikTok now. It's OTHW TranceBates. Twitter, OTHW TranceBates. So for more content, YouTube, I have shorts. I have Laugh a Little content, parody account. So hey man, just check it out. Just give me a holler. Make sure you comment. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you share. I appreciate any feedback that I get. Just tell me who your favorite team is. Tell me what you would like to see. I've usually been covering quarterbacks and wide receivers. Next up, I probably will do the PFF ranking reaction with quarterbacks and wide receivers. I also have college, looking out for the next crop of quarterbacks and the next crop of wide receivers coming up. I'm working on my next little skit. I gotta put that back together. But hey, anything, support, just chill. I'm always here. I'm always down to talk. We in OTAs. We got the Shador Sanders situation going on. Stroud ain't throwing because he got soreness in his arm. How good are the Raiders going to be? Who the fuck is Tyler Shuck? Hey, it's a lot of information coming out. We're going to see how George Pickens does in Dallas. Jordan Addison and Justin Jefferson dealing with the Vikings, how that's going to go. With J.J. McCarthy, are the Cardinals going to be able to use Marvin Harrison Jr. more? Zay Flowers, is he going to have that next breakout level? Is he going to be a top 15 wide receiver? And Drake London, is he going to be a top 10? Is he going to be, how is that situation in the Falcons? Are they going to the playoffs? I did a NFL reaction first week schedule. I already went through how I wanted the records. I went through that. So, hey, if you have any things you want to talk about, we can. I'm always here. Like I said, check me out. I'm on Twitter. I do lives. I'm on Facebook. I'm on YouTube. So, hey, I'm always here. Thanks for checking out. Thanks for supporting. That's all I can say. And check out this last little bit.
Hey, Trent, do you have an opinion? Yeah, I do. When the fucking Texans play?